Thank you everyone for being here today. I appreciate the time you're taking this morning. Um, I'm going to start us off by going to our agenda. Ashley, could you switch to that really quick? So my name's Mia Dionate. Some of you may have emailed with me. I'm a community outreach specialist at Energy Trust of Oregon, and I'm the point person for this grant. So if you have any questions and you email the Working Together grant emails, you'll probably get a response from myself, Sue or Ashley, and you can also reach out to me directly. I know some of you have my email. So that is me. And we'll do a welcome for today's agenda, since, well, this is my welcome soon. Roundtable introductions, and then a quick reintroduction to Energy Trust and this grant opportunity. We'll walk through some resources. We'll walk through the final report, and then we'll walk through additional support and a timeline, and we'll wrap up with Q&A. But if throughout this presentation you have any questions, please put them in the chat, and Ashley will read them out if it makes sense to read them out then. But if we're about to cover them in the next slides, we'll hold off on that. But yeah, we don't want you to forget your questions, so please drop them in the chat. And next slide. So quickly, this is a picture of Energy Trust staff at a community session held by the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce of Oregon, who is a past grant recipient. And I'm so excited for you all to be here. Thank you for choosing to apply for this grant opportunity. Your work is extremely valuable and will help extend energy efficiency and renewable energy program benefits to your communities. We are excited to see what you're able to accomplish this year. And our goal with this meeting is to get to know one another a little bit better, share information about the grants and how we can help you be successful in this work. We've invited some of our program staff here today. I know some are home with sick children, so we may hear from them or we may not, but they're here today, and this will be recorded. But we hope that this is a chance for you to make connections with both program staff, ourselves, and one another, if that's of interest of you. Next slide. And so I wanted to start us off by doing a quick roundtable introductions. And so I would ask for everyone to share their name, their role, a little about your organization, your proposed activities with this grant, or what you're hoping to achieve with this opportunity. Let me put this in the chat. This is what I'm asking for. And I have this running list of how the order could go. But if you're not ready, I can skip you, and then I'll go back to you at the end. And for Energy Trust staff, we'll hold off on introducing ourselves till the very end. Any questions? Okay, amazing. So Catalyst Partners Northwest, would you like to share, or would you like to wait for Sean to join?
Oh, I think I can do it. I wasn't prepared. Sorry. Can we see that list again? Or how can I see that list?
Dropped it in the chat, but of what I'm asking you to share.
Okay, yeah, I'll just wing it. So I'm Martha, and we are Catalyst Partnerships Northwest. My role is we are made up primarily of volunteers, but we are using the grant money to create a new position called the Energy Conservation Program Manager. So I'm still volunteering most of my time, but now the grant is also in support of that. And it's given me a really good excuse to utilize those dollars as a commitment from Catalyst to start creating this new program within our existing company. And as I said, we are mostly volunteers, what we provide is critical home repairs to people who are low income in the Portland metro area. So you could really see a really great symbiotic relationship between Energy Trust and what we're currently doing, because we already have people applying to us for assistance with home projects, which most popular would be a roof. But there's other things that, decking, ramps, wheelchair ramps. A lot of manufactured homes are really falling apart. So we do that. Hi, Sean. There's Sean. He is our executive director at Catalyst. We're doing introductions, Sean, and Catalyst came up first.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm late.
Let me see again on the chat. You're not too late. Trying to see where those questions were again. Oh, so proposed activities and goals for the grant is, as I say, really is to establish a program within our existing nonprofit business. And when customers ask for the repairs, we're going to do home energy assessments, and see if there's other things that we can connect them with through the Energy Trust. Is that okay?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Next up is Common Connections.
Morning, Mia.
Morning.
Thank you so much to the Energy Trust. They're so happy that we were recipients of this go round, specifically because we're coming forward with Common Connections has been around since 2016 here in Southern Oregon area, and we've been working on a couple of different projects. One of the ones that we just finished up is a housing repair program, which sounds similar to what Catalyst is doing, where we're doing a housing repair for county residents and in the UGB here down in Southern Oregon. And I think the county's in the midst of doing a kind of a regroup on a couple of things, but hopefully we'll be able to move forward and help them with that for the next go round as well. But for this particular grant, we are so excited that we're going to be able to use this money to do some community outreach, specifically around how individuals within our community will be able to help with some specific housing needs, whether it is developing an ADU on their property or some type of opportunity for them to refurbish a building or something like that for additional dwelling areas, things like this. So it's more of an outreach piece, and to fully integrate and develop a program around that where individual homeowners can plug in to this process. So that's kind of where we're at. It's very, very, very new in that sense. And we're looking forward to being able to have one-to-one discussions with people in the community about it and how they can engage in this process. And in regards to how we're utilizing Energy Trust, we're totally connected with a couple of the different Energy Trust allies, and we really appreciate the services that you offer. And we're excited to actually be able to encourage each homeowner that we talk to actually plug into what you offer as well. So if there's any questions, I'm happy to network with people. And Mia, I hope you'll be able to provide the information of all the recipients. We can connect with one another and see how we can support one another. So thanks so much. You guys have a great day. I'm gonna go to listen mode.
Thank you, Kat. That's super helpful. And yeah, if folks are interested, I can make sure you all have each other's information to connect. Next up is the Community Service Network.
Hello, my name is Annie Lindy Kugel, and I'm the ED for the Community Services Network. We are a social service convener in the greater Portland area. We started in 2018, and we essentially bring together service providers, nonprofits, community organizations to educate, network, and collaborate. And one of the programs that one of our kind of flagship programs is our resource fairs. So we host about 20 resource fairs a year, and we usually have anywhere between 40 and 50 service providers table at those fairs. And the one that we're using this grant funding for, thank you, we're very grateful for it, is our sustainability fair, focused on families who are lower wage earners, to be able to provide, similar to what the Fix It fairs, which has now been sunsetted, did, but providing some workshops, continuing education opportunities for community to come in and tap into resources for families to either to potentially transition to an electric appliances or DIY opportunities on their homes or rentals. And Energy Trust is going to provide a workshop at this event along with other providers in the area. And so that's what we will be using the funding for. Thank you. I think that's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. So next up is the Ethiopian and Eritrean Community Resource Center. So I have Huda and Jonas. If either of you would like to introduce the organization.
Okay, thank you. I'll introduce a little bit about our organization, and Huda would say about Environment Department and this project. Hi, my name is Jonas Kase. I am the founder and director of EECRC. EECRC is a 501c3 non-profit organization established in 2017 with the mission of empowering Ethiopian, Eritrean, and other African refugee and immigrants by providing culturally appropriate service resources that promote self-sufficiency, integration, and success. So we're able to help a lot of Ethiopian, Eritrean, and other community organization in at least 3 or 4 departments: the health department, the education department, but this project is under environment department. So with the health department, we do help our community have access with healthcare, like health insurance, chronic condition, and other health education. With education, we do mentoring, tutoring, youth mentoring, tutoring, and other financial literacy, adult literacy, computer literacy. With the environment, which is the department head is Huda, she will say about our amazing environment department and this project. Thank you, Huda.
All right. Thank you, Jonas. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. I will say a little bit about the environment department and what is our goal on this Working Together grant. So EECRC's environmental department focuses on 3 programs. The first one is environmental education and awareness creation. Second, community engagement. And third is introduction to clean energy and workforce development. So when we come to the Working Together grant, so the biggest goal of the grant is to enhance or sustain EECRC's environmental program, especially with regard to clean and affordable energy service to the community. So we do this through education, outreach and engagement, and also direct service. So we're going to have like a workshop programs, a planned workshop, outreach, community outreach to the business and residential level, and also facilitating the service to the community. So the 3 main goals of the grant and the expected work is like exploring what the ETOs offers and service looks like. And also second, in enhancing our community's awareness on environment and economic benefits of clean energy options. And the third is facilitating the service and those offers to the community, which is ensuring they are benefiting from the service and also facilitating those offers and programs to the community. So these are briefly 3 main goals of our programs. So we look forward to work around those goals and also connecting with others, grantees, and stay in touch with all the cohort group. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Huda and Jonas. And then next we have IVCDO. Do we have anyone from IVCDO here today? Okay, doesn't look like they're here today. So I'll go on to Metropolitan Family Services.
Hi, good morning or afternoon. I guess it's still morning, everyone. My name is Tamara Falls. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Chief Advocacy and Equity Officer for Metropolitan Family Service. We are a well, we're in Clackamas, Multnomah, and Washington counties in the Portland area, and we are a nonprofit organization that works with people across the lifespan. So we have 3 main areas of focus: youth success, economic empowerment, and health and wellness across the lifespan. We serve around 18,000 people annually. Approximately 70% of our program participants identify as BIPOC population, so members of Black, Indigenous, people of color communities. And our focus is on low-income communities too. And so, for example, the average income for our families last year was, for a family of 4, was $31,800, or a quarter of the living wage. So that's our focus area. And we are dipping into climate justice work and climate equity work. So this Energy Trust grant is fantastic because it's helping with our community engagement that we're doing to hear from people in the community about their resiliency, what's working for them, what's needed from the people that know best, the people that are experiencing the greatest impacts from climate change. And we also have a program focused on EVs, helping people to get into electric vehicles through our Ways to Work program. So we will, right now, since DEQ did away with the $5,000 incentive, we will give the $5,000 for people to get into a car. And then coming in January, there'll be an additional $4,000. So that's $9,000 people can have through a partnership with a credit union we have to get into an electric vehicle. So we really love this partnership with Energy Trust so we can help people learn about ways to, energy saving tips. People are very concerned about high cost of energy bills and what they can do to weatherize their home and other things like that to help reduce those high energy costs. So it's a great partnership. We're going to continue to learn more from the folks that we get to work with and share some great resources with them. So thanks.
Thank you so much. And then now we'll move on to NeighborWorks. I'm looking to see if anyone from NeighborWorks is here, but it doesn't look like it. So I'll go on to Northwest Native Chamber.
Hi, yeah, my name is Sahali McFarland, and I'm the Clean Energy Program Coordinator here at the Northwest Native Chamber. We're a nonprofit based in Portland, serving Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. We provide economic development services to Native-owned small businesses and Native entrepreneurs. So in 2021, we received funding from the Portland Clean Energy Fund and some congressionally directed spending from Representative Blumenauer's office to begin a clean energy contractor development program. So getting Native contractors and construction firms into the clean energy industry. So that program has grown a lot over the last couple of years. And at the moment, it's just myself and one other staff member serving in the program. So this funding from Energy Trust is going to help us hire a clean energy program manager to help actually manage this program and provide a little bit more staff support as we continue to grow, because the program has now, we're signing on for another funding arm of the program in workforce development through a partnership with Clackamas Community College and their renewable energy technology program. So yeah, we're really excited for this funding to help us get a little bit more staff support and hire a manager. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now Seeds for the Soul.
Good morning, everyone. It's nice to be in such company. Seeds for the Soul is a small nonprofit. We're based in Corvallis, and we're working on expansion. What we do is community outreach and education for low to middle income qualified households. And then we help them assess their own household's energy efficiency needs and guide them through all the incentives and do a lot of hand holding in that fashion. And then as they start to choose their energy efficiency upgrade that they might want to do or might fit for them, we'll help them with the funding on the front end. So we have a thing that we call a rapid revolve loan program that we provide a loan so they can pay for whatever upgrade they're doing. And then working with the Energy Trust incentives when they live in the Energy Trust area, service area, Energy Trust backfills our loan process. And so we have this circular economy that helps a lot of people gain access to energy efficiency. We're working on expansion in the interest of this Working Together grant. We're going to try and replicate this same program in the Bend areas. We're working with the Bend Environmental Center. And the bulk of the funding will be for the Bend Environmental Center to establish themselves. And a portion of it will go to Seeds for the Soul as we do guidance and training over the next 3 to 4 months and get them up and running. We're pretty excited.
Thank you so much. I am excited as well to see how this works and how you're able to duplicate your revolving loan program. And then next up, small business utility advocates. I think I saw Guillermo here.
Hello, hi everybody. Thank you, Energy Trust, for this opportunity. It's great to hear everybody's goals and what they plan for the future with this grant. So my name is Guillermo Castillo, and I am here on behalf of SBUA Oregon, or Small Business Utility Advocates. So a little bit about us. Our advocacy message is fair and reasonable utility rates for Oregon small business customers. So we have been doing this by participating in the PUC or the Public Utility Commission with proceedings and dockets, whether it has to do with the rate cases, the IRPs. Another example is also, just when catastrophic events like COVID-19 happen, we were participating in that as well, kind of advocating on behalf of the treatment of small commercial customers when it came to disconnections and shutoffs. But another kind of really relevant example is just last year, PG filed a rate case asking for increased rates for its customers. And right now, SBUA is at the table. We're negotiating and analyzing their proposal to make sure that they're keeping it fair for the small business. A little bit about what I do. I have helped put out the newsletter, a lot of outreach. I do a lot of outreach when it comes to spreading the message of what we do. A lot of our work does help when we have public comment that's given during the dockets or whenever decisions need to be made by the commission. And I've also kind of spoken to some legislators and community leaders and analyzed other reports besides just the IRPs, such as the Department of Energy's annual report. That's something that we always like to go into. So a little bit about what we're doing with the grant is, well, clean energy is going to be a part of our rates, as legislation keeps pushing for clean energy policy. So regardless, I think we can say that a lot of clean energy is going to be reflected in what we pay for our utilities every month. So our big motto is, before using, think about conserving. So with this grant, we want to make a webinar that will cover a really big energy bill, the House Bill 3409. It's pushing for installation of heat pumps and new energy building performance standards for residential and small commercial buildings. So we'll be using our expertise from rate cases and policy. And we also want to offer pathways to compliance so people can comply to these new standards by weaving in Energy Trust offers and programs that are currently available. The cost will also help us kind of tap into the rural and high need areas that we haven't been able to get to. We're a pretty small org. We've been doing this since 2012, but a lot of the work has been from our legal counsel, Diane Hinkles, and some other help along the way, like law clerks. So with what we've learned from the small businesses and the geographic area, it's really hard to tap into those rural high need areas. So a lot of the costs will go to traveling to some of these places like Ashland, and also tapping into business organizations that focus on BIPOC or low income populations. And hopefully also we'll be able to, we will be using funds also to translate a lot of what the education that we'll be sharing, so it's accessible. Thank you, and that's all.
Thank you so much. And then the environmental center's up next.
Hi, my name's Lindsay Hardy. I use she, her pronouns, and I work at the Environmental Center in Bend. I'm the director of our Climate Solutions program, so I work on waste and also energy programs here. And we do a variety of different work at the Environmental Center, from energy to waste to working with educators to get gardens in every school, and youth education on everything from climate change to waste and recycling and all sorts of fun stuff. With this grant, we actually have kind of two pieces. One, we're going to be partnering with Seeds for the Soul to replicate their program here in Bend, and we're so grateful for the opportunity to be able to work with Julie. I was actually joking with our board last week that I've been just like fangirling over Seeds for the Soul for like the last decade, kind of following the work that they had done with their loan programs and creating opportunities for folks to go solar for a number of years. And so it's really fun to be able to collaborate on this next project and hopefully get their program up and running here in Bend. And then we are also going to be working on, this goes simultaneously with this work of doing the home energy assessments and replicating the loan program here, looking to see what other processes we can help to improve locally, such as reducing the soft costs of heat pump water heaters. We don't have a great contractor, but we do have some contractors working on that, but the costs here are much more expensive than in other areas of the state. So actually trying to create some better systems for installations of that technology as well to help improve the loan program. And we'll also just be spending some time trying to fundraise to create our own rapid revolve and create a new position here that'll be doing that home energy assessment program. And we're actually looking at how can we expand that training to create more of like a workforce development type position out of this, so that we can recruit somebody who's new to the field and give them some pretty robust training to also create more opportunities for this type of work in the community, because we definitely don't have enough people doing this type of work. And as such, there's been this whole spin-off around training and workforce development that's now been happening, and we're spiraling down a lot of other really fascinating and fun rabbit holes that this has helped to spur a lot of really important conversations. So this has been a good springboard to get a lot of important things happening, hopefully, here in Central Oregon.
Thanks so much. And lastly, we have the Rebuilding Center. Is someone from the Rebuilding Center here today? Looks like there isn't. So that is everyone. Thank you so much for sharing. That was amazing, and you all are so cool. And we are so grateful to have you be part of this grant opportunity. Ashley, if you don't mind going back to sharing the screen, I'll continue my slides. All right, thank you so much, Ashley. And so I know a lot of you are pretty familiar with us, but just a little refresher, wanted to share a little bit about Energy Trust. So we are an independent nonprofit organization dedicated to serving 2 million customers of Portland General Electric, Pacific Power, Northwest Natural, Cascade Natural Gas, and Avista. We also serve Northwest Natural customers in Southwest Washington. As an organization, we are committed to providing energy efficiency programs to make energy more affordable to our customers. We have programs for any type of sector and client, including residential, commercial, industrial, and agriculture. And we provide services to participating customers to save money on energy bills. And we support local businesses and strengthen our economy. So why did we offer this grant opportunity? So nonprofits, we believe that you all have relationships with your communities. We see this grant opportunity as an avenue to get to know one another better and to extend our mutual mission to your communities. We view community-based organizations like your organizations as trusted local partners within your communities that are able to share information and advance clean energy solutions. And we believe that successful engagement creates an opportunity to further community engagement and long-lasting relationships. So we hope that this, for those who are just getting to know us, is the start of our relationship. And for those of you who have been with us, and that we continue this relationship and are able to form long-lasting relationships with one another. Next slide. And so we wanted to just make sure we gave you a little bit of information of the of you all and your focuses. So we had 17 applicants. 12 organizations were selected for funding. Grants were awarded to applicants that serve communities in each of our 5 utility service areas. 50% of grantees will serve those in Portland Metro, and 50% will serve those outside of the Portland Metro area. 42% of awardees are based outside of the Portland Metro area as well. 83% of activities will serve customers that are Black, Indigenous, and people of color, and 91% of activities will serve customers experiencing low incomes. And like we heard a bit about during your intros, these activities will support outreach, training, program development, and organizational capacity needs. So I'm really excited to have heard everything you all had to say, because to really put all of this into perspective and how important you all are to helping us extend clean energy savings and solutions to customers. Next slide. And so for those organizations that are focusing and using grant funds for events, presentations, or general awareness, we will share a list of commonly used flyers and other materials that Energy Trust staff has available, so that we can share electronically or print and mail to you. I will send that list out. We will also share a short slide deck that can be branded with your logo or ours to cover general information about Energy Trust programs and services. If that is of interest, please let us know if you would like that. And if you have interest in highlighting the work you're doing, or the activities, we can interview you and write up a story for your organization and ours to use. We call these success stories. So we'd be more than happy to do those. So please let us know if that would be of interest of you. We could share on social media and have you share as well. And also earlier today, I shared about that event where we had we had a photographer at a community event. So we are able to offer photographers for dual use photography on a case-by-case basis. So if that is of interest to you for an event, please let us know and we will see what we can do. And we also have an events calendar on our website and often promote community events through our social media channels. So if that is of interest to you as well, please let us know and we will make sure to share your events. They don't have to be related to this grant opportunity. So if you have events that are unrelated or related, please let me know and we'll be happy to see how we can support you in those. And finally, we have Energy Trust programs and services available. I'll get a little bit more into that in the next slide. So since 2002, Energy Trust has provided customers with 968 million cash incentives and services. We have cash incentives for a variety of services. We also have a Trade Ally network, which includes 1,900 small contracting and professional businesses. Together, we provide energy efficiency and renewable energy resources for all types of customers, including new and existing homes, new and existing buildings, multifamily buildings, industry and agriculture, and public and nonprofit organizations. And I know that some of you may already be aware that we have something called community partner funding available. To those who may not know, this is funding that helps community-based organizations be able to provide increased incentives to their community. And so, you know, if that is of interest to you as well, please let us know and I can get you more information on that. But yeah, this is just a little bit of a glance of what we have to offer. And if you have any questions about any of this, please let us know and we will work to connect you or answer any questions that you may have. And so I don't know how many people were able to read over, I sent over a final report this morning, but it's there for you in your email through this invitation for you to review. It is due October 1st, 2024. And if you can get it to me sooner. If your activities wrap up before then, I would appreciate that so much. So no pressure, but it is due October 1st. As a reminder, grant activities must be in the Energy Trust service area, benefiting our customers and aligned with our diversity, equity, and inclusion objectives. And if at any time something changes for the scope cost breakdown, please contact me for discussion and approval. We want to make sure that at the end, your final report cost breakdown and activities reflect your application. And so if those do not reflect, that could be an issue. So we want to make sure that we get ahead of it and make any changes that we may need to make and have those conversations earlier rather than later. Yeah, does anyone have any questions on this final report? Yeah, after today, I'll make sure I'll send everything for everyone to have if you didn't receive it. Apologies if you didn't get it. And then next slide. We will be hosting office hours to discuss our grant activities and additional questions or support you may need one-on-one. We have designated time on January 16. I know a couple of you have already scheduled sometime then, but if this time does not work with you, I'm happy to schedule a different time that works for you. We also plan on hosting another round of office hours later, closer to the final reporting deadline. Again, this is a specific time set in place to have conversations, but it doesn't have to be during this time. You can do it at any point throughout this grant timeline. And then in May 2024, I will be checking in for a mid-year update just to make sure that I know how you're doing and can check in on any support that you may need and where your activities are. This is a good time to check in on, if there's any changes in your activities or cost breakdowns. And your final reporting again is due October 1st, 2024. I'll do my best to try to remind you all about that. And so you have time to wrap it up. And I believe that's all I have for today. And now if there's any questions, we'd love to try to answer them all. So we're going to turn off our slide deck again so that we could see each other. But thank you so much for being here. I'm really happy that you all made the time to be here today. Any questions? A good question.
I just want to say, Mia, I didn't have a chance to read through the final report, so I'm reading through it now and may have questions. I don't know if other people are in the same boat, but it'll take me a minute to come up with a question.
Yeah, please take your time.
Like Lindsay has a question.
Thanks. I was just realizing this might be in the agreement now, and I haven't looked at it in a little bit, but can you remind me of, is there a specific language that we're supposed to use, or how do we talk about this relationship or support that we've received from Energy Trust? I know sometimes there's parameters around like how we say that, because we'll likely announce it to the community and thank you all for the support and kind of kick off this next phase of our work. And I saw you had the presentation slides and such that you could offer for that. So any just input on how we should talk about the award?
Yeah, we do have some language for that we've used in the past. So I can, like I mentioned, I'll send over the slides from today. I'll send over the final report, and maybe I can send over that language as well for you all to have. And for the slides, if you need slides for a presentation, I can get you those. It'd be helpful to know once I send this email, if you respond back with kind of the context of that presentation, so I can quickly add the slides that are relevant to you, and I'll send those over as well.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah, we don't have anything like specifically for the presentation yet. I just wasn't sure if there was some context around like talking about like with support from Energy Trust of Oregon and how to like use the logo and stuff on that. I may have been in the agreement. So thank you.
I don't think it was, but we do have that. So Mia will send that and follow up.
And Julie, I see your hands up.
Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, it's a similar sort of question. We would love to use a little press release to launch some asks, both at the end of the year and at the beginning of the year, just to enhance our revolve loan fund. And so will there be some format of a press release sent from Energy Trust that we can share in our community?
A press release announcing the grant awards.
Yeah.
I don't think we have one planned. I know we're going to do a blog story. And so we can send that around and maybe that would be sufficient. If not, I think we could put it in another format to make it helpful for you.
That would be really helpful, and it would just help us spread the knowledge, because I would imagine it would be a larger article in our local paper anyway. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I just want to mention that these questions that are being asked, I really appreciate, because they're giving me ideas. And so, like you said, any question is a great question. Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to emphasize the office hours that Mia will make available to you. You should feel free that you have an open door to Mia throughout the grant period, but we do set aside specific times just to make sure that you know that we can be a resource to you. And in the past, recipients have been interested in connecting with specific program representatives, and we can make those connections. So feel free to reach out with anything.
And I would just share too, we've been a community partner with Energy Trust for a couple of years now, and the co-branded material in our community outreach really helped people, because sometimes they think the story we're telling is too good to be true. And so when they see the co-branded with Energy Trust, it just added just enough oomph for people to go, oh, I see. And so I'm just gonna say, get that and work on that if you can in your other organizations, if you haven't already. It's been very helpful.
That is actually so great to hear. If you don't have any questions left, please feel free to leave. And if you're still thinking about a question, I'll stay on and wait for you. But yeah, if you're ready to go, please, I don't want to take any more of your time. Please feel free to head out. Oh,
I do have a question. You mentioned you're going to send out the list of these companies and the contacts, and I would very much like that, because I am brand new to this. And so just even listening, and participating in this is giving me ideas and excitement about what is available. And I would really like to reach out to some of you to pick your brain and learn from you and what you do. I know I had a conversation with Julie this past week, and it was fantastic. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if you allow your number to be contacted, I might be reaching out.
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of this kickoff. Our first round, we did these conversations individually, and we realized we were missing this opportunity to create connections amongst awardees. So we appreciate people taking the time to get together.
Okay, it feels like we're maybe out of questions for now. So if you have any further questions, please reach out to me, and I will be sending out an email to you all. And if folks, and sharing contacts with you all as well for those who were in the meeting today. There were a few people who weren't in the meeting today as well. We will also have a recording of this, so if anybody at your organization would benefit from this, we'll be able to share that as well. And so I think that's all that's left. I don't know, Sue Ashley, if I'm forgetting anything.
No, just appreciate everybody attending. Thank you, Mia.
Thank you, everyone.